Okay, and here is our right-hand Riemann sum. So with a right-hand Riemann sum, we're again going to be drawing in rectangles, but now we're going to be drawing our rectangles in from the right of each subinterval. And so with this first subinterval, which goes from 0 to 1/4, I'm going to start at the graph of x equals 1/4, and my rectangle is going to come from the right. And so I can see already this is going to be an over approximation since my rectangle is above my graph. Right? But I'll be calculating the area of that rectangle. And similar to our left-hand Riemann sum, since we have subintervals of equal width, I know that my base widths are all going to be 1/4. Again, the distance from 0 to 1/4. So my base of my rectangle is 1/4. And then times my height. Again, my height comes from plugging in my x value into y equals. And so my right-hand x this time is this, x equals 1/4. So I'm going to take that x equals 1/4 and I'm going to put it into root x plus 2. And so this is going to be square root of 1/4, which is 1/2 plus 2. Plus, and then my second right hand. There's my rectangle, again an over approximation. Base is again 1/4 because that's the distance from 1/4 to 1/2, change in x. And my height comes from the right x value, which is 1/2 plugged into y equals. So square root 1/2 plus 2. And we're going to do that for all of the right-hand Riemann sums. I should say for each of the subintervals. In order to calculate our right-hand Riemann sums, we have 1/4 square root 3/4 plus 2. Since our right-hand point is x equals 3/4, so that's what I put into y equals. And our fourth, which is the plugging in 1, so we have square root 1 plus 2, plus 1/4 square root 5/4 plus 2. 5/4 is this fifth subinterval. Again, still an over approximation. So we calculated that subinterval. The sixth one, which happens when x equals 3/2. So we have square root 3/2 plus 2. The seventh one, which comes from the right, which is x equals 7/4. And so we do square root 7/4 plus 2. Plus, and then the last one, coming from the right, which is x equals 2. Still a slight over approximation, 1/4 square root 2 plus 2. So then we take all of that, we plug it into our calculator. And so go ahead and take a moment to do that. And the answer I get is 6.038, which is again a truncated value, although in this case it's also a rounded value. And that is a left-hand and right-hand Riemann sum, which correspond to your homework problems number 27 and 29.